Hoarding is a real thing. And it's funny watching families just fall into this pattern, and parents teaching their kids, the kids teaching their kids, and it's a vicious cycle that is just completely unnecessary in my mind. My primary family that I worked for a long time as a personal assistant, nanny, housekeeper, whatever, were hoarders. And when they moved in with their parents, who were going to move out eventually into a nicer home, I saw how this developed. Parents were straight up hoarders. Had storage units, garage just packed full of stuff that they didn't ever use. They hadn't used some of the stuff since the fire, which was 10, 15 odd years ago. That's too long for you to hang on to stuff. Way too long. If I have clothes that I pull out during like the seasonal changes that I haven't worn in a year, I'm like, this sweater was great 3 years ago. I've worn it for the past 2 years, but I'm not a huge fan of it now. I'm going to get rid of that sweater. I'm going to get rid of all its little relatives from 4 years ago that I've just stopped caring about. But people like hang on to this stuff like, in 15 years, I might use these clothes hangers again. All 18 boxes of them. I might. So they keep them. And then the kids see how this works. So the kids think, I'll put everything into these boxes, and in 15 years, I might use this old dirty baby diaper. Okay, that's an extreme and weird circumstance, but I have seen this with my own eyes, and it's weird to me as someone who, you know, gets rid of things if I don't use them, which I think is normal now. And today, my fiance says, hey, I've got these extra dishes and things in my parents' storage. I'm like, whoa, your parents' storage? What's all this stuff in your parents' storage? She's like, yeah, I've got all this bakeware and stuff I'm going to bring to the house. I was like, no. Anything that we have here, like, this stuff is in place. Like, we have everything we need. We don't need more stuff by any means. B, you were a bachelor. Your stuff doesn't match. There's no coordination. It's unnecessary. Please take it somewhere and dispose of it. Not the trash. Take it to Salvation Army or something. Sell it. I don't care. Just don't bring it into the house. It's unnecessary. And we have been together. We've been living together for over a year. And I'm like, how is it that in this year, you know, we know we're going to get married eventually, so why is this stuff still there? Get rid of it. Don't need it. And it's because his parents, mainly his father. I say that because in the house, mom's domain, it's clean, very organized. They have the bare a little more than the bare necessities, but it's not dirty by any means. It's not unorganized. But dad's domain, they have outbuildings for days. There are so many outbuildings and storage sheds and like cars that they don't, multiple cars they do not use, they just sit there. And that is so annoying to me. Especially, there's a lot of classic cars out there, and I see that as a thing. People don't want to get rid of these classic cars. And maybe it's a Midwest thing. They just let them sit there and rot. I guarantee you there's someone out there that wants that car. They would fix it and love it and hug it to pieces. But you're just going to let it sit there and rot because you don't want to let it go. Too damn bad. You're paying taxes on it. Here in the state of Missouri, you have to pay personal property taxes every year for everything that you own. You're just throwing money away left and right. Not only are you letting this thing rust in your garage that you could be selling and making a little bit of money off of, but you're also paying to have it. Like, you pay to have this thing you don't use. That's dumb. And fiance's parents, I kind of get that they're survivalists. Again, mainly dad. They have enough food for every family member, and it is a large family, to last for 10 years. 10 years. And they're constantly swapping it out so that none of it is expired. I don't want to say that's a waste of money, because if something were to go down, yeah, that's cool. You know, you have that there in place. But when's the last time shit got that real? I have not known there to ever be zombies, besides that bath salts thing, and that's over. And, you know, nobody needed 10 years worth of food to get through that. They just needed to stop selling bath salts. But the hoarding, like, seriously, organize your stuff, clean your stuff, don't get ants. I have ants right now, and I'm a clean person. It's just that it's Missouri, and it's one giant mine shaft down here, ant farm, and they just come up. And the only way to control them is, like, preventative measures. And so I've got the traps out, bleached everything. They'll be gone in 2 days, guaranteed. But people let it go. And they let it go because the house isn't clean. And you have to clean the house and organize things to make sure that you can get to the ants, to put the traps out, to keep the ants away, and other unspeakable, horrible infestations. And the infestations happen, from what I've seen, because people hoard. They just keep all this crap that is unnecessary. Trash. Why are you keeping trash? Why is it that you're holding on to something that can just go out in the bin and be taken away? I don't get it. I really, really don't. Not only is, you know, keeping things around that you don't use unnecessary, but keeping things that you know need to go in the rubbish bin, that's absurd. Stop it. Stop putting that stuff in storage and paying for a storage unit so you can store stuff that gets taken away for free. In my neighborhood, you have to pay for trash, but normally it's for free. Stop paying for things that get taken away for free. Stop paying for cars and other personal property things that you don't use, cabins filled with more stuff that you never go to. Stop paying for it. My parents are severely in debt because they buy all this stuff they don't need. And mind you, they do annually, and maybe this is where I get that from, they do annually get rid of things. They're like, oh man, we've got all this stuff we bought at antique malls, and it's just too much stuff, we've got to get rid of it. And it is too much stuff. We do like our antiquing, but when I do it, our rule is generally you walk away with a treasure. One singular treasure. Sometimes I never find my treasure. Recently I found a McCoy pot, a planter that I really liked, and I was like, you know, I've got this cheap Walmart planter. I really like this McCoy planter. I'm going to switch it out, but I'll get rid of the old one, the cheap one. But they will buy stuff that's unnecessary just because they like it. They will keep it and then sell the old. Well, you're not making any profit here. You're not saving any money, and when you're going into debt just because of your spending habits, that's not cool. Like, stop going into debt because you're hoarding. You're just hoarding. It's unnecessary, and it brings ants and other things that are unmentionable. So gross. Cockroaches. That's a big problem in other areas I've lived. Not so much here unless, you know, you're that gross. And stop doing that as well. But you can't, again, get to the bugs if you don't stop hoarding. So you're getting bugs and you're getting in debt because you want stuff. Stop it.